Right then, who'd like to hear some good news? Yes, you're going to like this. The government have just announced they're building 1.5 million new homes, council homes. Yay. Only joking. They're not for us. They're not for us. They're for the illegals. Yeah, for the asylum seekers. To help get the cost of having them in hotels down from £5 million a day. So, yeah, they're not for us. Can you believe it? Cheeky prioritising the illegals over us. Honest to God. Talk about kicking the fecking teeth again.
I'm sorry, but what in the actual F... I'm trying to stop swearing. But what in the actual F is going on with the housing and rental at the moment? Like, I can't get my head around it. I get sent alerts to me when there's like new properties up for rent and stuff like that because I want to move, ideally a house. If I want a house, 2 to 3 bedrooms is about 2,200. That's decent. I just, where do they expect us to live? In like a little ant's nest or something? Because I literally, kid you not, yeah, I saw a property on Rightmove. You know the things that people get done, like built in the back of their garden? I don't know what it's called. You know, one of them little shack things. Up for rent for 1,100. 1 bedroom. The cheek of it. I don't understand what the F is going on. No, I'm not happy. I'm in shock. This needs to get sorted, mate, because I'm just going to move abroad. I'm done. I'm out of here.
You ever wonder why houses in the UK are so expensive and yet so ugly? You compare it to places nearby, like Germany, France, Spain. You might think,
Germans engineered a pressure washer that uses 0 energy, and it's making electric models obsolete.
Germany, France, Spain. You might think, well, the reason it's so much more expensive is because the population density is so much higher. You can also compare it to countries like the Netherlands and Belgium, where the population density is much higher, but they have adapted and managed to create a space for people to live without sacrificing greenery. Just so we're clear, when you look at a house in the Netherlands, there's a lot more space per person, per capita, but the difference is they've given 87% of their land to green space. Now, all the UK would need to do is reduce from 93% to 91% of green space, and people would be able to have a home. Homes would be 50% bigger and 2.5 times cheaper. But of course, people who own homes wouldn't want the housing market to crash, would they? They would rather their assets go up than have people be able to be home. And then you couple that with the fact that since World War II and the need to vastly reconstruct a lot of major cities, which led the government to impose a bunch of different regulations on building codes. And you price out the individual from being able to create their own home. Only 7% of homes are made by the individual in the UK. So what ends up happening is only developers can create. And they create blocks and blocks of houses that all look the same. Or, you know, there's an ABC type housing. And that's it. There's no variation, there's no beauty, there's no detail or character because everything is just a carbon copy of what's next to it. The rest of Western society just has a couple of building codes. Don't make it too high, don't do X, Y, Z, and that's enough. You shouldn't need to get the government to tell you, okay, yeah, you can build a basic house on your own property that you own. But people would rather blame immigration. Man, just take a look at the government regulations ruining their own country.
So the UK government is now dishing out 5-year guaranteed rent contracts to private landlords, not for ordinary Brits, not for young families, but for asylum seekers. Yes, while you're out here refreshing Rightmove like it's Tinder, hoping for a miracle under 1,200 quid, Serco is offering landlords guaranteed cash, no hassle, fully funded by you. The same taxpayers who can't even get a doctor's appointment without begging and waiting weeks on end. Thousands of homes are being pulled from the private rental market, just as an entire generation of British people can't afford to leave their parents' house. And what's the government doing for you? Absolutely. Let's be clear. This isn't compassion. It's a two-tier system where the people who built this country, who work, obey the law and pay every bill, get pushed to the bottom, while those who just arrived get handed the keys. Loyalty means nothing. Being British gets you nothing. This isn't a housing plan. It's a betrayal. And we are not staying silent anymore, because if we don't speak up now, then who will?
Yo, England is officially done. England is finished, mate. This country is finished. It's just a horrible, expensive, miserable place nowadays. I was on Instagram before, yeah, and I seen that teachers are now putting digital clocks in schools because the kids can't even tell the time no more. Like, what? For one, it's a school, so teacher, and for two, it's like, in 20 years, these are going to be the people of our country, the adults of our country. Like, I'm telling you, give it 20 years, this country is going to be one of them writ-off European countries like Poland or Ukraine or somewhere that no one wants to go, bro. Another thing, yo, life's getting so expensive, bro. It doesn't make no sense. Nowadays, a pack of 6 costs you like £15. You could go Thailand and get a hotel for the night for £15. It doesn't make no sense, bro. Quick Nando's, it's a quick, cheap little scran. But it used to be. Now you're spending 20, 25 quid on a Nando's. Like, make it make sense, bro. It's just a miserable place. Not only the weather, but the culture. Like, we don't have anything here in England. Like, there's no culture behind it. Everyone's proud of where they come from. No one's like, oh yeah, come to my city, everyone just wants to get out of this shithole. Like, it is a horrible, horrible place, man. It's only getting worse. So, if you can get out, I suggest you do get out. If you can't, plan on finding a way to get out. And if you are looking to get away, shout me, because in the next 3 weeks, I'm jumping on a one-way flight and I'm out of this bitch.
The UK housing market is well and truly cooked. If you haven't bought a house already in the UK and you're thinking about buying a house, if I were you, my best advice would be to pause, relax for a second. Don't get ahead of yourself, because it has been confirmed. We've been knowing this for a while now, but it's been confirmed. UK housing is the worst value for money of any advanced economy currently in the world. All you have to do to see the facts of this is go onto Zoopla, go onto Rightmove, look at any property. Like, obviously, don't get me wrong, there's some areas of the UK whereby house prices are somewhat respectable. But even outside of London, 2-bedroom flats are costing you upwards of £250,000, £300,000 at a go. What is wrong with your head? I don't understand the UK. They make me at a loss for words, because this is not the life that we should be living. Now, when you're talking about value for money when it comes to buying a property, you're talking about how much space are you getting for the amount of money that you're paying. And clearly, we can see that England and Greater London is a shambles when it comes to the amount of space that you're given for the amount of money that you have to pay. It's crazy. Tokyo is famously overpopulated, and they're saying that there's so many young professionals there, so many families that are living there, that they're living in such cramped conditions. London is on a level footing. The only place that is, well, from this list anyway, that we can see that's worse is Paris. And yeah, there's not too much that can be said about them, man, there. These are the living conditions, or at least some of the living conditions in Tokyo that people are residing in, people are living in. London is on a par with this. So if you're there steadfastly saving your money and you're going to buy somewhere in the United Kingdom, I would hold off for a minute. I wouldn't buy anything just now. I would hold on for a minute and wait and see in which way that the market's going to change and housing's going to change after the general election, because something's got to give. Because I can put my last penny on the fact that if this place was for rent in London, they'd be charging you at least £1,000 a month.
So did you know it costs £54,000 a year to house one immigrant in the UK in a hotel? Now, the government has started a scheme because they are fed up of paying their hotel bills, but they're looking to our housing stock to actually provide the homes for these immigrants. Now, we don't think this is very fair. We haven't got enough housing stock for the people that want it, and we've got huge demand. What do you think?
So I have a pit in my stomach as I'm recording this.